Hey everyone, I'm Michael Tomer, and today we're kicking off a new season of EPL Insights by ICC. The English Premier League is finally back after an exciting summer that saw some of the league's brightest stars battling at the UEFA European Championship, Copa America, and the Olympics. And, as we see every summer, there were some big-time transfers in the Premier League. Last season, I started this show by giving you my picks for the league's top 4. So I'll keep that going this season. We're going to split this into 2 episodes. So today, I'll dive into who I'm picking for 1st and 2nd place, and next week, I'll focus on 3rd and 4th place. Let's go. For the first time since the 2018-19 season, I think the fight for the Premier League's top spot is going to be a close one. The last couple of seasons, we saw Liverpool and Manchester City run away with the league by the time spring came around. This year, I'm expecting it to be competitive until the end. One major reason for this will be the compact European schedule. These players have been going non-stop for the last year plus. When the domestic leagues returned to play after the COVID-19 pause last summer, they were forced to fit a lot of football into a very short period of time. We saw the 2020 Domestic League and Champions League seasons wrap up by June and August, and by early September, these players were right back at it. From September 2020 to August 2021, many of these players have only had 2 or 3 weeks of actual time off before having to get back to playing with club or national teams. I expect these tight schedules to have a massive impact on the upcoming season, as we will unfortunately probably see fatigue, some injuries, and slow starts for a lot of clubs and players. With all of that said, let's get into my picks. As I mentioned, I expect a tight race at the top, but it's going to be hard to bet against the reigning champions, Manchester City. After completing the record signing of Aston Villa and England standout Jack Grealish, City have managed to make a very good team that much better. They had the best defense in Europe last season, and Pep Guardiola's men will look to duplicate that. They also proved that you don't need a proper striker to score goals, as they played the majority of last season without a true number 9 and still managed to lead the Premier League in goals scored. Although I love the pieces that crosstown rivals Man United have in place, I'm picking City to win the Premier League for the 4th time in 5 years. As I just hinted, Manchester United are definitely a team that I think can give Manchester City a run for their money, especially if City get off to a slow start like they did last season. United's 2 biggest off-season signings, Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund and Rafael Varane from Real Madrid, should have a major impact on an already impressive roster. I think United's back 4, if healthy, has potential to be one of the best in Europe. Of course, you have Varane bringing in tons of experience and trophies with him from his time with Los Blancos and the French national team. Then you have Luke Shaw, who after last season and this summer's Euro has solidified his spot in the conversation for best left back in the world. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is often forgotten, mainly because England has so much talent at the right back position, but he certainly figures to play an important role for this team as well. And of course, captain and central defender Harry Maguire really stepped up in the second half of last season, and like Shaw, is fresh off an impressive run to the final of the European Championship with England. Combine that defense with the playmaking and scoring ability that this team has in stars like Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Jadon Sancho, of course Marcus Rashford when he returns from injury, and you're looking at a very strong group of players. I think United will need a bit of luck to top City this year, and maybe that means some question marks like Jesse Lingard or Anthony Martial will have to chime in. Ultimately, I'm picking United to finish 2nd this season, but I would not be shocked if you told me that the Red Devils were actually going to be the ones to hoist the trophy come May. That's all we've got for this week's episode of EPL Insights by ICC. Be sure to tune in next week as I give you my next 2 picks to round out the Premier League's top 4. In the meantime, go check out ICC Women on Twitter and Instagram, as we are now just a few days away from the 2021 Women's ICC, which will feature 4 champions from around the world competing in Portland. You can score tickets right now at www.internationalchampionscup.com. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.